Hello and welcome to August's Outlook 2026. My name is Christie Flynn, and it's all about a time for peace. It's all about peace this month. And there are certain months that I feel are quite different, and August is one of those moments as I see a beautiful collective energy that is blanketing the earth, that is surrounding the earth. Its consciousness is quite beautiful in that its intention is to soften and ground the turmoil that is all around us right now, which is a complete shift. As you may have noted if you've listened to my video from last month in July, as we were going through quite a spiky and a lot of energy around tension and impatience. So there's a lot of tension last month. And you may have felt this in a variety of ways yourself, or maybe you've witnessed it in a variety of ways through your friendships, your relationships at work, or in your world. And to me, energy, I want to explain a little bit energy because it is like music. It has a language of its own where it can be quite strong or soft. It has a language of its own. It's ebb and flow as it rises and kind of lowers, just like the ocean tides. It can be loud and obnoxious, or soft and subtle and soothing to the soul, or soothing to the earth. And if you reflect back on last month, what did you notice? What was your experience? If anything, perhaps you'll just get an idea of that version of yourself that you were. And as we move forward into August and forward, that you can have some awareness, emotional awareness as to who you want to be and the values you really want to stand for moving forward. So as again, if anything, this month is about peace. It's about a movement towards inner and outer peace. So we're coming out of the waves. We're coming out of the waves from all those intense shifts from July, those waves of energetic downloads. That's what some people call them. And it's just a lot coming in, and maybe even they were happening during your sleep. I often find that's why I'm wakeful in the middle of the night. As they say, that's when we are in training, is during the night when we get those downloads. So, and that's smoothing out across the earth, and that infinite field that's all around us, that runs through us. And we can look back at last month to what they stirred within us, the feelings that may have disruption, irregular behavior, moments where we acted out of character, out of our personality, perhaps abruptness, anger, impatience, where you wouldn't normally be that way. You would have been more peaceful and calm and resolute. So there's a lot of difference between what was. So a lot of masculine, as I say, waves. There was masculine and feminine waves. So we're moving towards a balanced state now. And that feminine energy is a pull inward. It's a pull downward towards the earth to connect to intuition, and that emotional processing, and as well as to nurture that compassionate and calm with us. And its purpose is to help us with our reflection, with our emotional, mental, physical, soulful healing, and letting go of old beliefs that no longer serve, old philosophies that no longer serve. And it's all about opening of the heart. And as I just want to go through a little bit of masculine energy, which can be electric, and there's a lot of up movements. So a lot of push. It's upward and outward from the earth towards the sky. So it's more connected to logic and external action. It's very strong and focused and dynamic and assertive and pushy. I'm saying pushy, not pushing. And it is towards goals, and that has a purpose, absolutely. But we're moving to a higher ground, a higher perspective on life as we move through. This is just blanketing across the next 4 to 6 months. So this balanced energy is all about blending the masculine, feminine, and just bringing those currents together to a more harmonious state, grounded and centered state. Again, it's all about wholeness, bringing a sense of wholeness, quiet, peace, balanced perspective. If that was you, you were feeling that heaviness, that tension, that frustration or patience, you're not alone. And there's nothing, we're not judging ourselves here. We're just having that awareness as who we were and not how we are moving forward. So there is a calmer sentiment that is blanketing all across those disruptive shifts and waves that caused all that frustration and egoic energy, and bringing in peace and calm and a more nurturing and loving experience. There's a slower pace coming in, one that is more intentional than the month before, actively intentional. And during this first week, we're coming out of those waves. So we're just think of that as an exhale, that cortisol sigh. So you can just kind of take a deep breath and let go. And this is a chance for us to reset our nervous system, for a reset for our emotions and our energy as we settle back into a more natural rhythm that is closest to our nature, who we are. There is a pull towards harmony, as I said, as we move into the second and third week, a natural softening towards beauty, observing, witnessing beauty and connection. So it's a good week for mending any, strained relationships and just choosing peace over friction and conflict. That isn't really necessary when we kind of step back. So there's a lot of stepping back and readdressing. And from week 2 through to the end of the month, we're invited to embrace this slower pace. This is an opportunity to hold space, to go within and explore the reasons behind any tensions that had been going on in July. And again, as I said, this is a season to ask for greater awareness and humility and less resistance. So rather than staying closed off, frustrated, or impatient, we're invited to offer compassion, kindness, and an openness instead, which is where positive, good communication can come from. So this is a season of greater self-leadership, practicing discernment between what is loving and kind and what is ego and lack thereof, and blanketing us with peace, of healing, a voice of reason that is rising up, and love prevails. Our voice grows as we are bolder and more authentic through this strength. So we're being called to this calming confidence, heart-led expression, rather than staying quiet to keep things comfortable. And never underestimate the underdog. Underdogs are going to be moving towards that a place of, you're winning. You're no longer the underdog. You're no longer behind the scenes. You're front and center. And I love this because there's a reflection of doors opening in the middle of the month towards the 14th to the 16th. And this marks a genuine new beginning, one worth stepping through with yourself, with that self-leadership. August invites you to explore beauty, thoughtfulness, and playfulness, all about passion and play. It's a good time for you to enjoy the fruits of your labor, your hard work, and all that you've done. And from this, we find room for new beginnings and beautiful beginnings. So room for endings and beautiful beginnings, and a greater sense of exploration, curiosity, and optimism. It is a transformative period of time, and one that invites you to lean in to your skills, leaning into ones that you need to reconsider, and also to note any repeating messages, something that's repeating in your mind and I always think that this something that returns to you is for you. And that repetition is your intuition, your guidance directing you. So this month carries what I call a lot of, we're expressing some also authority over our own decisions and how we're thinking. So minding the mind and know to trust what is best for you. There's also a deep undercurrent of healing available now. So a season for returning inward, tending to any old beliefs, wounds, impatience, and not pushing all of that aside, but to allow what is resurfacing or surfacing to be considered with and acknowledged with compassion, rather than being ignored, to be expressed. When we acknowledge, we are letting it be expressed and released. We're letting go. So we're giving ourselves permission to let go and surrender. We choose this higher perspective. And consider that our mind is an instrument through which we really interact and engage with the world. And our intuition is what guides us to truth. It is really the soul's viewpoint, authentic viewpoint. And we are awakening to a more compassionate way, or a call to engage in a more compassionate way out of love and for love. So a lot of kind of sitting back and reflecting before even answering or getting emotional. So a lot of reflection. And lastly, I want to talk a little bit about meditation, because meditation, as we go into these reflective moments, meditation is a beautiful way to spend time with yourself. It is a wonderful way in which you can put yourself first or in order. Find the longer you are in meditation and taking that time, thoughts come and go, let them come and go. I give you permission. It helps us to line things up and give us some perspective or a new outlook. Even if it's not meditation, it can be writing, it could be dancing, it could be singing, it could be painting, or it could be walking in nature. And this is the beautiful way in which we keep a healthy soul. We tend to ourselves, we tend to our soul where it can't be touched, where we're honoring ourselves rather than it being overruled by the outside world, and what you may experience in a negative way on a day-to-day basis. So we're tending to the health of our soul. And with that, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Christie. And if you're coming back, you're returning back, welcome back. Thank you for joining, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.